What is good to YouTube? It is your boy Kos, and I am back again on this lovely spring day. Uh, and it's been riddled with tragedy already. I'm sure you've seen it in your recommendeds on YouTube. The New Zealand shooting, I'm pretty sure you've heard about it by now. Some dude apparently went, or a couple of people went up and apparently shot some people near a mosque or something. Uh, and it sucks because it's just like more dead bodies. But I mean, I really don't know what else to say about it. That's kind of tragic, I guess. Um, but of course, the media quick to exploit tragedy, right? And everything about it just smells fishy. Um, the fact that PewDiePie was mentioned, the fact that Candace Owens was mentioned, yeah. Um, and this guy was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm gonna, shoot up a mosque to advance the white race or whatever." I mean, it does not add up at all. The story, if you look at it critically, of course, does not add up. Um, and now you can imagine what's going to happen. It's so predictable, and people fall for it every time because they head into everything with their emotions and they don't critically think. And it makes you wonder when some jihadi in Britain ran some people over with a truck. Of course, they weren't, uh, they didn't really drill it into your heads as much. Of course, it wouldn't make that big of a deal about it. I mean, they of course tried to suppress it and suppress news about Islamic terrorist attacks because that's no good, that's no bueno. But and I'm not saying that this is justified, but it's just like the news has to cover things fairly, and it doesn't. And there have been cases where European countries, especially, where they censor news about Islamic terrorist attacks or Muslim rape gangs. They'll censor that. But yeah, like this story has just been blowing up, and I guess it's because the violence is against is against Muslims. But like there have been like 30 cases of Muslim initiated violence more that have gained some traction, but then of course they die down because we're supposed to just get used to it, used to all these terrorist attacks and whatnot. And that's why I guess some people just, I've been reading on all these forums, some people just don't feel bad at all. They don't feel bad. And given what's been happening, I mean, they're entitled to how they feel. Um, does that mean every Muslim is a terrorist? No. Um, no, it doesn't. But for people that have actually looked at what the Quran says, like I have, uh, anyone who would take that ideology to a fundamentalist level uh, needs to be examined. I mean, needs to have their head checked because it's just, marrying a 9-year-old girl or whatever, and like several other things, like behead Jews and Christians or like enslave them, just stuff like that is not going to come across as friendly to a lot of people. and it's the truth. Yeah. Um, and all of this is a tragedy. I just hate that the only thing I hate about all this is how I know the media is exploiting it, um, for to push some kind of agenda. And the tragedy aside, they're gonna exploit this. Like, I commented on this one video. Some guy was like, "Oh, well, do you have any proof of that?" And blah blah blah. Yeah, so this guy was saying, like, "Are you saying people should just ignore what went on?" And I was just like, "No, like, it's still very important that we pay attention to this stuff, but I mean, I don't understand why I, as an American, would be getting it in my feed, as part of a recommended video. Like, I don't live in New Zealand. It's not, not my people that died. You know, um, I mean, it's a tragedy, but like, why? Why was it in my recommended? You know, and yeah, I bet you it's they're already starting to blame Trump and whatnot. That's what they're programmed to do, and just pin everything on Trump. Just, hey, it's all his fault. It's so I'm so used to it by now that I wonder why I even pay attention to it, or like care. So it's whatever. But yeah, I've seen other videos like Steven Crowder and Anthony Brian Logan talking about the shooter mentioned something about Candace Owens and freaking PewDiePie. Like, what does PewDiePie have to do with anything? The dude just wants subs on YouTube. He's not like a Nazi. Like, so, um, I'm personally, I personally believe that this is all part of some kind of operation. I don't know what it is that they're planning, um, but I think that this was just that this is going to be exploited to the fullest extent to get PewDiePie off of YouTube, to get Candace Owens, I don't know, out of YouTube or thrown in jail somehow for something or other. Because apparently they're responsible for for the actions of these people and not the people themselves. That's what I hate about nowadays. It's just like people won't take responsibility, always passing off the blame to someone else, and I don't know. It's just a lot to take in. I've been meaning to comment on this. I saw a couple votes for it. In that poll that I posted, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'll do my best to do it. Anyway, it's your boy Kos. I'm back. Uh, Peace out.